Hi, Hi everyone. My name is Rob, and I would like to share what's happening in the environmental registry today. Before I begin, I would like to acknowledge that I am on the Mississauga Anishinaabe uh, territory in Nogeelong, and um, the ongoing genocide in what is known as Canada, and with and the individual children that were found at Kamloops Residential School. On the radio, I have for the radio program of Environmental Soup, I have recorded an episode played last week, which I'll likely play again this week, and I'll upload it to YouTube. And yeah, yes, and I hope that that more action is taken with now that residential schools are more in the public eye, and that this isn't something that disappears when the news media stops talking about reconciliation or finding sheltering residential schools. Today I will talk about what's in the environmental registry. I hope to do this more often, given time. And the first item lists those 17 notices for policies, acts, and regulations on the Ontario Environmental Registry, and I'll look at some of the ones that are coming up. And this is as of June 6th, 2021. The first one is listed as York Region Wastewater Act. This has the environmental registry number of 019-3802. You can comment until July 4th, 2021, and from the notice, quote, the province is proposing legislation that would put a hold on any decision on the Upper York Sewage Solution environmental assessment application, and plans to establish an expert advisory panel to provide advice to the government concerning all options to provide additional wastewater capacity to accommodate anticipated future growth in the York and Durham regions, end quote. The sentence undermines the role of environmental assessments in planning, in my opinion, because the Act already allows a minister to refer a project to tribunal or make specific conditions. Section 4.1 of Bill 306, which is what this notice is about, is problematic. It says, quote, no cause or action arises against the Crown any current or former member of the Executive Council, and any current or former employee or agent of or advisor to the Crown as a direct or indirect result of A, the enactment of this Act, or B, anything done or not done under the authority of this Act. No decision of the Minister of the Environment, Conservation and Parks regarding Sections 8 to 11.1 of the Environmental Assessment Acts can be made. This takes away the public right to participate in environmental decision-making. Section 38(1) of the Environmental Bill of Rights says, quote, any person resident in Ontario may seek leave to appeal from a decision whether or not to implement a proposal for Class 1 or 2 instrument of which notice is required to be given under Section 22 if the following two conditions are met. The person seeking leave to appeal has an interest in the decision. Another person has a right under another act to appeal from a decision whether or not to implement the proposal. So this takes away that right. And that is very concerning. The second notice is the updates to the Ontario Heritage Toolkit, Environmental Registry of Ontario number 0192770. You can comment until July 1st, 2021. Then there's the Brockville Long Swamp Fen Provincial Park Management Plan. It has the number of 0193451, and you can comment on that until July 15th, 2021. The site includes provincially significant wetland complex, and this is from the notice. Lands designated as provincial life science area of natural and scientific interest, significant woodlands, species at risk, and their habitats, provincially significant and regionally rare species and their habitats. There's amendments to support transition and implementation of Ontario's Emission Performance Standards Program, and that has a number of 0193719, and you can comment on that until July 11th, 2021. And then there's a quote. Several of these proposed changes will also reduce unnecessary regulatory burden on an industry while creating further alignment with the federal output-based pricing system, end quote. One concern that I have that keeps coming up is that Canada uses a system called federalism, meaning that provincial governments have a lot of power in environmental decisions because of the Canadian Constitution and the division of power. And a lot of times this means that the province with the lowest environmental standards dictates national policy. So anytime that you hear that the province wants to use national standards, it means that the government is lowering those standards to match environmental standards. In the majority of cases. And that is comes up a lot. Regulatory burden, that comes up a lot as well. And that language is also concerning. There's a reason for some of these regulations, such as safety, environmental pollution, etc. Like the government doesn't just put regulations for the fun of it. Proposed amendments to wastewater operator licensing regulation to address impacts of emergencies. And this has the number of 0193515 and July 2nd, 2021. And this allows for less training for system operators. And it could cause problems. There's a related one, proposed amendments to drinking water operator and waste quality analysis certification regulation to address impacts of emergencies. And this has the number of 0193513, July 2nd, 2021. And that's similar in nature. Regulatory proposals, phase 1 under the Conservation Authorities Act. And you can comment on this until June 27th, 2021, and this has the number of 0192986. The Mississippi Valley Conservation Authority says, quote, proposed provincial regulations governing conservation authorities will remove visitor amenities such as parking lots and trails from the core mandate of CAs. Doing this will remove the eligibility for funding under the municipal levy and create unnecessary uncertainty at hundreds of conservation areas across the province. Trails are important in giving people access to the natural environment that they might not otherwise have. And many conservation areas have museums that might be lost because of the changes. Black Creek Pioneer Village, if you like history, cultural in some of these areas. There's a lot of places where that events might be at risk because of the changes to the Conservation Authorities Act. So yeah, you can comment on this. Powered-assisted bicycle e-bikes redefinition, and that has the number of 0193676, and you can comment on that until June 12th, 2021. Special circumstances for the exclusion of time and extension of time in performing or filing assessment work. You can comment on that, and that has a number of 0193672, and you can comment on that until June 27th, 2021. Ontario's draft forest biomass action plan, that has a number of 0193514, and you can comment on that until June 21st, 2021. Modernizing environmental compliance practices with the Ministry of Environment, Conservation and Parks, that has the number of 0192972. And you can comment on that until July 3rd, 2021. Land use compatibility guidelines, and that has a number of 0192785. And you can comment on that until July 3rd, 2021. I don't believe that there's any section regarding wetlands. There should be, considering that wetlands are lost. There's not a lot of wetlands left to lose. And we continue to lose wetlands at an alarming rate. And this has been reported in previous environmental commissioners' reports, and the values of wetlands have been reported. And there's the guideline to address odor mixtures in Ontario. That has a number of 0192768, and that has a number of and that you can comment on that until July 3rd, 2021. And the Fisheries Management Zone 16 consultation on planning approaches, and that has a number of 0193564, and you can comment on that until June 28th, 2021. And anyways, thank you for your time, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day.